So don't play with me, 'cause you're playing with fire. Dun, 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 dun. So don't play with me, 'cause you're playing with fire. You guys remember that song? Whenever I get really like pushed to a breaking point where, because I'm very kind and like non-confrontational until I get angry. When I get angry, I snap. And it's not pretty. Because I'll keep, it's like, now you're totally taking advantage of kindness and you're taking that for weakness, and then I don't like when people do that, so I will snap. That rarely happens, but it does happen. It happened recently with my friend Tabitha in the beginning of the year when, there was a misunderstanding and everything, and all this. So, I mean, everybody did see that I will snap. And, that's when everything comes out and I defend myself and this and that. I was just, on here, but I just wanted to say, because it was like, what else can I do? And, thinking about everything, and I read a text from a site that I tried to do a couple days ago, and I was literally, I was turned down for clinical trials. Like I've been saying, I don't know what else to do. I've been trying to do every single thing in the book. I guess I forgot to mention that. Yes, I literally even signed up in the towns and the neighborhood for several to do clinical trials for medicine. To take depression medicine, for smoking, for bipolar, whatever it is, to do this. And they do not want me. I don't know why. It didn't say, it wasn't really a big thing. They don't know what kind of medications I'm on, my age, this and that. But I was turned down to do clinical trials. So, this is what I'm talking about when I'm like, what else can I possibly do? I'm literally trying to think about everything. I applied to furniture store around the corner like somebody recommended. I've applied to everywhere that I can think of that's applying. I'm just online. And now I'm being charged by Xfinity for being online every second that I'm online because they lied and robbed me blind. So, and I cannot pay that bill. So they knew what was going on. Every single person, because I'm friendly, I like to talk, I would say what was going on, especially in the beginning, explaining why I need the bill so low and why and stuff. And it was like, well, if you switch from Metro to us, then you could pay both bills together and it would be a cheaper plan. They knew it was unlimited. They said unlimited. That was the whole reason why I switched. So for them to say the word gigabytes now, that was never in the verification. That was never came up. So now here I am with no credit, doing my hardest, trying to do everything to build credit so that I can do this right and do business and then be able to buy a car and a house and things down the line to do it right. Now I'm going to be completely screwed because I will not be able to pay this bill for a long time. If the phone alone is $70 and it's already up to $400 from just 1 month, I'm scared to even look at it now because I can't stop using the phone. And we went to Metro a couple days ago, me and my mom, just to stop so I could write it all down and see what it was. And yes, the phone is unlimited for $35, but it's $50 with the activation and everything when I switch it back over. Excuse me. And then it's $50 for the internet, $55 each month. So it's basically the same deal that I had with Xfinity, except they're not lying about anything. But I won't have that money. You have to pay that up front. So I'm not going to have the money to even switch over for a little while right now. And so I'm just going to have to let this bill go up, and now I'm going to be screwed. I don't know what else I can possibly do. This is probably why women end up in these situations where they have to use their looks and their bodies and stuff. And I can't do that. I can't do things like that. Like websites and things. It's just my dad taught me that sex is for love and things like that. I really feel for people, that have been in these situations now. You know, and I've known some women throughout the years, and it's not, and you never ever judge them, but you understand now really how scared they must be that they have to do that. It's real. But because I just wanted to tell you guys that, you know, it's ironic and just funny that I was turned down for clinical trials. Like, they won't even take you to expose yourself to medication that'll probably cause cancer down the line because you want to provide for your kid now. Or pay Jane off. You know, it's just like a joke. That's all that's on my mind because it's just, it's not very nice to do to a friend in this type of situation. Since day one about the money being paid back after my husband, I mean, it was literally in the car. We were driving to see him. And half an hour after he went away in an ambulance of a massive heart attack, with her saying, great, he was supposed to pay me that money back on the 3rd. And that was the 28th. She said, you guys know, remember how I was telling you in the beginning how my husband loaned her money apparently, and the number has changed several times. Well, she says it's up to 6,000 now, but the other day she said to me that she talked to a lawyer and she had Donnie sign something. I know my husband's signature. It's a certain way, it's a certain thing. And he only did certain signatures on certain things. So if he signed something for somebody, it would have been a different signature. He did that on purpose. He had 3 different signatures. So if she had him sign something, he never would have put his actual signature on there. It would have been a certain one that nobody knows about. There's 3 different ones, and I know what they're for. Anyway, she said she had him sign something, and she said that she talked to a lawyer, and because she borrowed money from that, Don borrowed this money from her over time for the past several years. Even after I told her, do not lend him money after I met her, and apparently she kept doing it, but then she was giving him the money back when she borrowed it. I told you guys all this. Nothing ever made sense. And then when he passed away, it went up to $6,000. She said she talked to a lawyer and that she could sue Don because of the money so that she could actually get his Social Security check. The one I'm getting from Vanna. Good luck. I made a face at her when she said that. Like, do what you gotta do, you know? Because, I mean... I want to do what? It's your hat. I don't know if that's true. If she got mad at me again or something like that, I guess she would try to do that, I guess, because of what happened in the beginning. Everything that was done, but that's what she said. And my login for my Xfinity is with Amber, and Amber seen that, and Amber flipped out because she was like, even if she could, she would really do that to you with this kid, take that kid's money. And I was like, no, calm down. She's not, I don't think she means it like that and stuff. She said she would not, because after she said that, she was like, but I would never do that to you. But then it was just like, then why even bring it up? I don't know if it was because this was after she was saying she needed payment, and I was like, I don't have anything, Jane. I literally have nothing. I'm waiting. I just wish it was done. I just really wish it was done. I had to make these for tomorrow. Alright, so you get to see one more video of me tonight. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I do want to do the review of Cruel Summer. I got to take a minute to sit down because I want it to be good with the good details and everything in the back. So, you know, I don't have time like that, but while I'm sitting there waiting all day with no customers and doing other things online, I have it on in the background where I'm listening to it, and then I can see some of it. But it's the details are what was really important to me with that show. Um, there's just so much more 90s things they could have put into that to make it feel like you're in the 90s. And it's really sucks because in the first season they did do that with a lot of little things. I mean, it would be so cool the things that they could get. I mean, if they could even find the old Pepsi soda cans, you know, that were the mixed blue, and then like the diet with the silver and the thing, like even the Dorito bags, things like that, little details like that, it would look so much more real. I mean, these girls are supposed to be in 1998. They're 17 and 18, okay. But during that time, I don't care what age you were, you had a Furby. You had Beanie Babies. And she has a little sister. So that sister, there would have been a Furby in that house. There would have been Beanie Babies in that house. It would have been little things in the background, you know, not just that. Then Gigapads, the Game Boys, just everything. And some of that stuff was in the first season, like different toys or things they were using. This whole season, it just seemed more like a regular Lifetime movie mystery than something completely different like the first season was. And they really do have something special, the way they're doing it with the computer and the 3 different times of year. It's like 3 different times in 1 year, I think. So it's like summer of 99, winter of 99, summer of 2000. And the whole Y2K thing, that was like fear. Everybody was sure but unsure, you know, and I mean, where's all the people stocking up in the background? Apparently there's this guy Ned in this season 2 that is real paranoid about that. He thinks he's scared to death, he's going to lock everything, the computers are going to lock, the banks are going to lock. There's not a single thing in the house that indicates that he's worried about this. And then they're getting the 2000 party stuff for the New Year's countdown and stuff. Not a single person's worried. They're all just drinking, having fun. It was not like that. People were like, okay, well, I really don't think something's going to happen, but, you know, scared. But also like, okay, well, it already happened in China. Nothing happened. Fine. But, you know, kids weren't. They were still worried and stuff. You don't know what happened in China. It was different. You still didn't know. And especially these, you know, teenagers and stuff. It was something that you talked about all year. You certainly weren't just like worried about what your boyfriend was doing 10 minutes before the countdown. And the people that were stocking up, that they were scared. I mean, look what happened with COVID. It was the same thing. There's none of that in this. And that's the whole year of 99. So everyone was scared the whole year of 99 about that, and then building up to it. I think that's why that's that Prince song, right? Party like it's 1999, because it was like the end of the world. You were partying, man. You were going out. I remember the Fallcroft Pool Club, pool nights, with the Spice Girls in the background. I mean, that's all they basically did in this entire season. Was she mentioned Backstreet Boys once, and there was the Spice Girl song once, and that's like, oh, we're in the 90s. And that was in the first episode, so it's just like, where's everything else? Because in the first season, it was awesome. And then the story and the cast was just great. Oh my God, I loved it. So when I have a moment, I'll probably do a longer video. I'd like to rewatch the first season first to compare, because that was one of the best shows that I had seen in the longest time. And it was, I remember it was Jessica Biel. I don't know if she was a writer, a creator, or both. But she was a big 90s girl. She was lived as a teenager in the 90s. She was on Seventh Heaven. She lived through all this, so she knew. So I felt like, okay, she's connected to that. And then she's married to one of the biggest boy bands made famous of pop bubblegum of the 90s. I mean, Jesus, you know everything. You know, every girl had the posters. Even if it wasn't them, it was Handsome, it was everybody else. Who's the guy that the Kardashians married to now? Him and those kind of bands were getting big. It's just so much stuff that's not, it doesn't feel like the 1999 and 2000 at all. And the first season, I think it was the same year, or it was 98 maybe. That's why I have to rewatch it so that it's like correct when I do a little review of it. But it really felt like the 90s, and it took you right to like when you're friends. Everybody from our generation that lived through that, you had your girlfriends. That was like the time for that. You know, our generation, we had our girlfriends. You know, the boys do that. Maybe they'll do a season about college next year, probably. It's probably going to be a college mystery involving date rape, frat boys, because that was big. The whole date raping thing and the frat boys getting away with it because colleges were just getting, you know, recognition and out and popular. So that would be a good season. But you do it right. You got to have the real 90s shirts that people were wearing. The things that came out. The bathing suits, the shorts came out. That was a huge thing. We all loved the bathing suits that looked like shorts. And the half shirts. They looked like spaghetti strap shirts, but they were bathing suits. And then the strapless, and then the little triangles that went around the neck or tied around your back. Those shirts were huge in 99. Especially for 17-year-olds and up, you know. So there's just a lot of things they could have done. A lot more detail that would have put you right back in it, like season 1 did. I really, really love this show, and I really hope they do better next season. I hope they didn't blow it by not getting good ratings this season. They're not doing that, because they had something great.